We will be delving into the major conversation that we'll be bringing you this morning. I told you earlier that it concerns us, the media, gentlemen and ladies. The NBC, this conversation is around the NBC, the National Broadcasting Commission, of course, has reacted to a ruling of a Federal High Court in Abuja, which stopped it from imposing fines on broadcast stations across the country. Justice James Omotosho held that NBC lacked the power to impose fines on broadcast stations, ruling in a suit filed by Incorporated Trustees of Media Rights Agenda. Omotosho avoided the 500,000 naira penalty imposed on 45 broadcast stations on March 1st, 2019, on the grounds that NBC, not being a court of law, lacked such power. And of course, according to the court, the NBC code, which vested the commission with the power to impose a sanction, was in conflict with Section 6, subsection 6 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, which vested such judicial powers on the court of law. The judge held the court would not sit idle and watch a non-juristic body arbitrarily impose a fine without recourse to the due process of the law. And of course, I already told you that we have Dr. D in the building to have this conversation with us. A lot of times, broadcast stations live in fear of the NBC. So you hear things like, please don't do this, or please don't say that, or please don't play this music because the NBC is going to come for you. Growing up, I grew up under broadcasters, and I almost never heard from my uncles who were in this industry as well say things about fines. However, I had heard about NBC sanctions.
So it's in your blood.
But
broadcasting is in your blood.
You can say that. But then, in most recent times, or should I say, as I grew up and I came into the industry as well, that's when I started hearing about, these sanctions. And now the court has come out to say that it is not in the place of the NBC to place fines. Rather, they can sanction. How do you react to that?
How? You see, to understand this, we have to first of all have a cursory understanding of the act that created NBC in the first instance. And I think the essence of NBC is to act as a watchdog to all broadcasting stations without, I like to put that, without fear or favor. Do you understand? It has to be without fear or favor. That is an aspect. Yes, while growing up, you might not be hearing that fear of NBC and all that, because those people of them, we're talking of people like Senator Orwell Brown. We're talking about people like Frank Ulize. We're talking about people like this man that later went to become this in the oil industry. They are communication director in one oil company. Shola Omole. Talking of Shola Omole and co. These are people that were naturally groomed. These are people that understand broadcasting on their fingertips. Unlike today, while I'm not trying to batter broadcasters of today, it's not their fault. It's the fault of the system, because the whole system has been corrupted. Can we compare medical doctors of yesteryears to the medical doctors we are having today? Can we compare lecturers, university lecturers of yesteryears to the university lecturers we are having today? No. I'm saying this so that contemporary broadcasters, contemporary journalists will not see it as if I'm also a part of them, because I go to most of these stations to also talk about national issues. What I'm now saying is this: if there is no control, honestly speaking, there will have been series of chaos and crisis within the communication industry, because everybody now have that culture of cutting corners. Either we like it or not, everybody are now practicing culture of cutting corners. And that's why I said initially, NBC too, yes, they are the watchdog of the industry, must also be seen to be acting without fear or favor. Like, for instance, I wasn't in support of what NBC did to that presenter. What's his name again? Politics Today. Show Okibaloye. I mean, I'm not also happy with what is happening to this guy that is now in jail. That one governor jailed in the southeast or so. What's his name again? I've mentioned his name this morning somewhere. I'm not also in support of that, because even NBC is supposed to come in, as we are supposed to be the watchdog. So also you must save. I mean, NBC is supposed to ensure that journalists, presenters, producers, all of them are well paid. What are they also doing to that? I mean, these are the old things that NBC is supposed to be doing, so that whatever they do at any point in time, people will be able to appraise it. Now, let us go to the judiciary. As far as I'm concerned, I think the instrument that created, I want to believe that the instrument that created NBC will also be having disciplinary committee within the NBC that will be looking at cases of who has erred, or who is a deviant to the rules and regulations being stipulated by NBC. And I want to believe, if NBC is having that section within its organization, lawyers will be involved to be able to assist NBC in doing some things. NBC should be seen as an independent body that should be able to exercise its oversight functions on the industry. And I think the issue of maybe giving fine or to discipline and airing outfits or any of their staff should also be given to NBC, even though, like I said, must be seen to act without fear or favor.